Shalawam, y'all. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalawam to the real sisters, to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bear witness that they're the children of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. And Shalawam to the real sisters out there. Alright, I title this live ding ding ding. Chief House of Yasharahla, Judah versus Chief House of Satan, Amalek, which is because that's what's been going on lately. Lately, that's what's been trending. That's what's been popping. Judah being the so-called blacks, and the Chief House of Satan, Amalek, or the synagogue of Satan, Amalek, being the so-called Jews or the Jewish people who have a Jewish, and it's been training. A lot of Judite so-called black celebrities have been coming out, putting them on blast, and this is just the beginning. I'm gonna go into just how it started. I'm just gonna go into basically just when we first clashed with these devils in Exodus. You know, that's basically the root of this beef, and then how it's gonna end. I'm gonna go into that, but I'm also gonna bring out what these so-called these Judite celebrities. They're the true Jews. They're the true Jews that are being called black. So they're so-called black, and they're speaking out against so-called Jews, which are actually Edomites of the tribe of Amalek. I'm going to and they're actually being accused of anti-Semitism, which is crazy because inherited the blessing of Shem and Amalek. They're Shemites too, but it's only anti-Shemitic when you speak out against them. Let me look it up. Should be like, maybe I might get like a video compilation or something, I don't know. Or like an article. Because I want to go into all the so-called black celebrities that have gone into these so-called Jews, that put these so-called Jews, real Jews, putting fake Jews on blast. You have to use the word black for them. It's vexing in itself, because there's no such thing as black people, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is until shit changes, which it's gonna happen soon, so just gotta bear with it. They just showed what black means. We're not. And none of us, so-called black people, are not actually black. They're just in darkness right now. That part is true. Our majority of our people are in darkness. I have to use their terms, their new speak. The disturbing rise, yeah, it does. It does disturb these Edomites. Don't you get that? Because that's exactly how they feel about it. They're running scared. This is from the Daily Beast. We in the beast system. The disturbing rise of so-called anti-Semitism among so-called blacks. They're trying to demonize the truth. They're trying to demonize people bringing out conspiracies. Let me go into it. That's why I hate that term so much. Diddy broadcasting Farrakhan anti-Semitism had no place in the anti-racist movement. Cassie did, but aren't they the biggest racists? Don't the so-called Jews, think and they push the idea that they're better than everyone else? The so-called, yeah, don't they? Yeah, everybody else is under them and shit. Therefore, their race. See, they're fucking hypocrites. This is published on the 17th. I'm gonna go into it. Often we discuss conspiracy theories. They're again, they use that word. They have such a problem with people discussing conspiracies about them. It's like what a brother went into a little while back about these so-called Jews. If you even even if you look at them sideways, they get shook. They know they up to some shit. They're thinking that it's like someone's up to some shit, and they're paranoid about being caught, right? That's how they act, because they are up to some shit. They're boogie, yeah. The word you recognize it. Yeah, benign tales spun by our neighbors, acquaintances, or even friends. Yes, it's Esau, Edom. That's what he has to say. But in America's current political and cultural configuration, prejudice combined with ignorance often masquerades as legitimate thoughts. A whole bunch of fucking new speaking shit. Trying to just they're trying to cause confusion and shit. They pulled this straight out their ass. Often masquerades as legitimate thoughts and leaves devastating outcomes. Yeah, just see how Florida and COVID-19 deniers are doing now, which that's more bullshit. And in a society marked by inconsistent high-speed information, anecdotal and instinctual bias becomes the basis of bad faith arguments. See, they just spun up an argument themselves about free speech in the marketplace of ideas. As much as social media. Okay, let me just get to the fucking point. I don't want to read this devil's bullshit. What the fuck? Gotta subscribe and shit. Why celebrities keep calling me Lucifer? Which that dude is an agent anyways. But he's a controlled opposition agent. Meaning like he's supposed to seem like the opposition. He's supposed to seem like he's for the opposition. But he's not. So some of the shit he says is gonna be true and on point. Okay, let me go back to recently big name black so-called black entertainers. They speak against racism, but they're calling our people byword. Esau being a hypocrite as usual. Like Ice Cube, Nick Cannon, Diddy, the Jacksons, Steven and Deshaun, and even beloved so-called black author Alice Walker have spotted age-old, they say anti-Semitic. This shit is bullshit. Talking points. Damn, man. Damn, Slovakia, hold up. And even beloved black author Alice Walker have spotted age-old, what they call anti-Semitic talking points, usually by quoting known. They call him a bigot, Louis Farrakhan, insisting that says the Jews, I'm gonna say the so-called Jews, run everything and in locating so-called black liberation and anti-Jewish suspicion. On his podcast, Cannon spoke to they call us conspiracists. They would have called King David the same. In fact, he came back. He came back as a, the elders say he came back as King Mashan. I believe so. I believe he did too. You look into him. I believe he did too. Man, I believe so too. They're pretty on point about that. It makes sense too. Like and then the truth came out like it did. It makes sense. Anyways, yeah, you get the point. King David. So yeah, of course they're calling us. Of course they're calling people that are like-minded or seem to be like-minded, like-minded to us, conspiracists or conspiracy theorists. But I'm going to it. On this podcast, he kind of spoke to fellow anti-Semitic conspiracist Professor Griff, formerly a public enemy. they hate that. They hate that brother too. He was kicked out of his group for his anti-Jewishness. So they sold out and they kicked him out, specifically for calling so-called Jews wicked. Agreeing with, they call him racist. These are the same people that say so-called blacks can't be racist. But, oh yeah, it's a so-called Jew, so they can. See, double-minded man right there. Double-minded man. Unstable in all his ways. Agreeing with Griff's racist view that Jewish people control media. And claiming that... which, is he wrong? Is he wrong? Is he wrong? No. You look into the owners of these mainstream media TV networks, these corporations that own the news, and they are so-called Jews, lo and behold. So, he ain't lying, and claiming that Semitic people are so-called black people. Again, he ain't lying. You look into it. There's so much proof, biblical and depictions, descriptions of Israelites who are Semitic people. So Semitic people are so-called black people. He was stating facts. So-called black people cannot be anti-Semitic. He was stating facts. after Cannon was dropped by Viacom CBS for his comments. Diddy then took to Instagram and invited Cannon to his network, Revolt TV. Diddy didn't give a fuck. On July 4th, Diddy's Revolt TV broadcast a speech by Farrakhan, man. Oh man. Of course they're gonna say this, but they're never gonna say what he actually said about him. A man who has praised Hitler and repeatedly called so-called Jews satanic. Again, you look at the actions of these people calling themselves Jews, and you say, you honestly take a look at their actions, you would say the same thing worldwide. And also shared a Farrakhan video on Twitter in which the Nation of Islam, again, he's an agent, but he's a controlled opposition agent, so he's gonna say some shit that's on point. In which the Nation of Islam leader called the Jewish head of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, Satan. He was not wrong about that. Satan means adversary, and claimed that those of you that say that you are the Jew, I will not even give you the honor of calling you a Jew. And he's right. He was not. You are not a Jew. When he sees Satan pick up a stone, as we do in America. The rapper and actor, and them Ishmaelites know that those so-called Jews are not the real Jews. That's why they're not at peace in that land. Hey, Gamal, sir, he said that. The Jews said, he said of the so-called Jews as they came back. Hold on, because they hold on, Bakim. Because they came back so-called, they left so-called black and came back so-called white. They'll never know peace. That land, basically, that's what he said. Ishmael knows who the real Jews are and knows that they're the fake Jews. Hold on, Bakim. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a coon for that, saying that shit. Where is the outright rage over anti-Semitic tweets? Like, what the fuck? It's all over the place. He's a coon for that shit. Erase hate. The Bible is all about hate. It's all about love and it's all about hate. Love for a certain group of people and hate for another group of people. That's the reality of it. Oh yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man, fucking sellout. The rapper and actor Ice Cube, for his part, has shared a series of what they call anti-Semitic memes, and even loved anti-Semitic trope. What they call that? What they call an anti-Semitic trope? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for denouncing what they call anti-Semitic. I'm gonna keep saying it that way. In the Hollywood Reporter op-ed accusing him of accepting 30 pieces of silver in exchange for the color. It's difficult to make sense of the smoke and mirrors. He's a sellout, he is. The image from Farrakhan, which means he Get it from the Bible. They can tell the writer of this article is hurt, and then that was just any critique among Jewish institutions he doesn't like on the basis of a Jewish identity he refused to recognize. That's because they are not the real Jews. I don't go into it. I don't go into these fake Jews. They're not different. So he's comparing to Trump. Trump is a president, first of all. Ice Cube is not showing you who has the power in this country. This is not too different from the criminals, quote unquote, Trump claims are crossing the border from Mexico and droves. So he's saying you're doing the same thing as a so-called white man, demonizing and crossing the border from Mexico in droves, demonizing characterizations that will erase or allow racist ideas haphazardly take the form of concern. In the same way, Cannon denies that what he's saying is it's not the same. You know what? This is makes sense that the name of the site is the Daily Beast. Only Semitic people he recognizes as so-called black people. No, he's saying that they are Semitic. Esau is hurt in here. Esau is hurt, and they're basically saying, oh, it hurts both of us. Yeah, shut the fuck up, man. Yeah. Yeah, they won't even admit to doing no wrongdoing. These Amalekites, they won't admit to owning slave ships, funding the slave trade and all that. They won't admit to none of that shit. And then they want us to treat them like our brothers and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, I'm going to some scriptures. Okay, let me go to where it starts. Verse 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. Verse 9, and Moses said unto Joshua, this was happening again, except, it's like a war of words right now. Verse 9, and Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out, choose us out, man, go out, fight with, choose us out, man, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod out in my hand. Verse 10, so Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. Verse 11, it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. Verse 12, when Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. Verse 13, and Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. This is when us and these devils first got into it. When we first butt heads back then, and we of course we we won. We won that round, but y'all watching me outside was with us. That's when we first had run these devils. And that's why Amalek, yeah, y'all said that Moses for a memorial in the book of Joshua, I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And that's why these Amalek, they call Jews, which they are the Amalekites. I think I actually went more in depth into it, like in one of my other lives. They are the Amalekites. This is why they're so nervous about. Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. That's why they're so nervous about what they call anti-Semitism. Really, it's anti-Amalekitism. They want to be really hot, and I'm gonna tell how it is, because we tell how it is, men of valor. Tell how it is, men of the Lord. Tell how it is. It's anti-Amalekitism. They get shook whenever people even look at them sideways. They'll call that so-called anti-Semitism. And it's weird how it's only anti-Semitism when you come against these so-called Jews. When you do anything against these so-called Jews, you deny the bullshit that is the Holocaust. You do any. You even suggest that people do research. You even suggest that the numbers are off or something. They call you that. You criticize the state of so-called Israel. You criticize the bastards international. You get criticized as, you get called anti-Semitic. And then it's only them. You talk bad about Israel, for example. You talk bad about Israel, and they're Semitic. Anti-Semitic. So if you talk bad, it's really Shemitic, not Semitic, by the way. That's why I'm saying that. Talk about any other Shemitic group, including the real Israelites. You talk bad about so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're not called anti-Semitic. Even though they're the Israelites, they're literally the people who inherited the blessing from Shem, from Abraham, from Isaac, passed all the way down. They're the ones that inherited it. Yeah, it's not anti-Shemitic when you criticize them, when you call them Bible. When you call the true Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners out there, when you call us bad words and shit, call us niggas, pigs, wetbags, tontos, Indians, tomahawk, even black is a byword. Call us all that shit. African American, we're not. They're implying that Judah gets called black and African American. Black is basically the same as calling them the N-word. They look into it. And African American, implying that they Hamites, denying their heritage. Why is that called anti-Semitic? Exactly. So these devils are hypocrites. That's why, they're so afraid of being blotted out. They're so afraid of it. But the type of shit they do, they deserve it. Yeah, That's why these devils are so, these Jewish devils are so much in fear, especially them. They're so afraid of criticism because of that. They know that their fate is in Exodus chapter 17, verse 14 and 16. And really, that goes back to Genesis, not one, Genesis chapter, goes back to Cain. It goes back to Cain, verse Genesis 4, verse 13. And Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Verse 14. Because behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone who findeth me shall slay me. So they remember how I said that they act like basically someone that's up to some shit, basically or done some shit, a criminal on the run, and they're still committing crimes out of the way. A criminal on the run, a fugitive, and a vagabond in the earth, because that's what they are. This is their fear. It shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. There you go. And so this is what has happened. Verse 15, you see today. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Actually, I have to say, Salakia, Exodus chapter 17 is not the first time we ran into these devils. Genesis chapter 4 is the first time. Genesis chapter 4, because these devils, Esau, Edom, before he was Esau, Edom, he was Cain. And the mark was set upon him. In verse 15, and Yahweh said, there mark upon Cain should kill him. So, a mark upon him. Everyone. All praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalawam to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit beareth witness that they're the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And Shalawam to real sisters out there. I'm having to start this live again because Esau, Edom, or the spiritual demon Satan, and I'm pretty sure Esau, Edom, and the enemy, the adversary interfered with the live, so I'm having to restart it. So I'm gonna just start while I was in. I'm just gonna go into this a little bit. Everyone else. I was going into verse 15. And everyone else looked. It doesn't say what the mark was, but it's like everyone. This year's probably was since Cain came out Esau, and Esau looked different to his brother Isaac. Esau came out red like a hairy garment. So, and that mark stayed with Cain pretty much. So everyone else back then was melanated like Adam, Adamon, meaning dirt, meaning well actually it's like meaning earth. So it come from earth. That's where his name comes from. So come on, he had to have been a dark-skinned man, made an image of the Most High. How? Come on. So what the mark was doesn't say, but like you could kind of like deduce, you could kind of like figure out that it was not having no melanin. That so-called white look. So yeah, this is when we first ran into these devils. And remember how I mentioned how we talk about if you talk bad about the state of so-called Israel, if you criticize, he didn't criticize what they do. When they were called anti-Semitic, I said that they're the bastards that live in Ashdod. I'm gonna get it right now. Hold on. That's not the verse that it's at. Trying to get it. These devils. Hold on. Khan right here. Zechariah chapter 9, verse 6. Ah, shit. Slack. I actually got it. Zechariah 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in a stall, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. And you see, that today, because let's go back to the other verse that talks about or mentions a bastard, and it's Deuteronomy, and it's in the law, Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 2. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh, even unto his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. And these people claim to be the Jews. And I'm going to go into the other one, Hebrews 12, verse 8. And this will show you how they are bastards and not sons. Verse 7, if ye endure, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7, if ye endure chastening, Yahweh will deal with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Verse 8, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So Yasharahla, prince of the power, was the prince to a king, a son. That's we're his children, but they're bastards. They're without chastisement. They've committed all kinds of wickedness. They just look. Oral circumcision is an example of that, of what these Amalekites, these fake Jews do. No, I think my shit got okay. Still up, Khan. Yahweh Shimmy Shai. Infant, but all circumcision is one thing that these. That's one example of that. You're not supposed. That's like sodomy. That's sodomy, and it is drinking blood. Come on now. You're not supposed to even like drink blood, come in contact with it, none of that shit. And it's totally off. All circumcision is totally off. Also the fact that Tel Aviv, is known as Pink City for a reason, as the largest sodomite homosexual pride parade basically in the world. And right in the land of Israel, right in the land of uprightness. That's another one I'm gonna get. Right in the land of uprightness, they have the largest homosexual pride parade. Again, but what are they going through the curses? Are they going through the curses? All the wickedness they did, and then you go into the elite families, the Rothschilds who were so-called Jew, and their sacrifices to the spiritual demon Satan and all that, Baphomet and all that, their false flags that they did, which were also sacrifices. But yet they're prospering. They're not being chastened. They're not under the curses. So they're bastards and not sons. So I want to go into, that because it proves it that they are. They're Amalek. Esau, not only bastards and not sons. The land, it goes into showing favor to the wicked, and they have been shown favor. They have not been chastised. but that's gonna change soon. Our enemies are gonna. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7 is coming. It's actually in the process. All having is really gonna hit when entering the kingdom. Hold on, IQ. These devils is slowing my connection down. Cause they're mad. They're mad. I'm going into them. Isaiah 20 verse 6. 26 verse 10 actually. Of course it's not going to show this one. Because Esau, Edom is mad. I gotta get on my own. Will that favor? Oh yeah, let's start at verse 9. Would my soul have a desire thee in the night? Yea, with my spirit within me, will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. So when thy judgments are on the earth, so when we are on top, we're in the kingdom, we're gonna make them learn righteousness. The entire world is gonna be a vibration, just like right now, it's under the vibration of Esau, Edom, was the wicked. Verse 10, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. You see that. And will not behold the majesty of the Lord. And you see that. Pink City tells you all circumcision. Tells you everything. And let me go into, so in the land of uprightness, they are dealing unjustly. They're fucking over them Arabs over, and Ishmaelites over there. Even our people that try to go over there, they fuck them over. Our people are still poor. They're still poor, man. They're poor and struggling. They're just the people that went to Dimona. They're just niggas in Israel. They ain't running shit. They're in the same condition that they were back in Babylon, because the same devils are ruling Israel. Showing that what did that do? That did not. That was going off, because we're supposed to wait on Yahushai. No man shall save thee, and no man shall buy thee. Which you go into the law, it means that to basically it goes into buying someone out of bondage, out of slavery. If a stranger has your brother in slavery, you can buy him out of slavery. no man shall buy thee. That's what that goes into. All the people that no man shall buy thee is plain. They're in Demona still getting oppressed. So let me go. All right, let me go to. Let me go to Revelation 2:9. Revelation 2:9. That's these Amalekites. It's them. Verse 9. I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. He wrote unto the angel of the church of Smyrna. Verse 8. And then I'm going to start from there. And then to the angel of the church of Smyrna, wrote these things said the first and last, which was dead and is alive. Verse 9. I know that works in tribulation and poverty. Tribulation, going through tribulation and poverty. But thou art rich, right? Riches in heaven. And I know the blasphemy of them which say that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You know, the synagogue of the adversary, the chief house of adversary of Satan. Our main adversary, our biggest adversary, Esau, Edom. Then they would be the biggest adversary of the Amalekites. Verse 10, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. So it talks about this next. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Doesn't necessarily have to be that amount. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay, so I know the blasphemy of them. None of these shall behold, the devil shall cast you into that's the next step to this, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful to death, and I will give thee a crown of life. I believe, sincerely, I believe that these devils are gonna pull some shit, like a false flag. But I speak, not 100%, but I have a false flag up their sleeves, and they're preparing the people for that narrative. They're preparing people's minds to basically buy into it. I believe what they call anti-Semitic event, like some type of attack, like a shooting or a bombing or some shit like that, and it's gonna be blamed on the men of the Lord, on us. It's gonna be blamed on the Hebrew Israelite. Based on what's going on, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it could very well happen. It could very well be their plan. Now, I wouldn't be surprised by it. And that has actually happened in the history. What would happen from that? Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. What would happen? Oh, now it's telling me I have no credentials yet. I'm still streaming. Esau, just stop. You ain't gonna win. This famine of the word is coming, we know. It was prophesied about. It's scripted. Oh, this whole fight is scripted. All this is scripted. It's all, and I'm going into the scripts of how it's gonna go down. It's scripted. It's fixed by the Most High Yahweh Himself. Let me go into it, because what I have a feeling that this is gonna happen. that Esau Edom is gonna pull a false flag, like a shooting or some shit. They already done it, but like something far deadlier, you know. And and then at a time like this, it's gonna hit harder. They've been preparing the public, and they're gonna blame it on who? The Hebrew Israelites. Maybe the NFAC, maybe someone like that. The Hebrew Israelite, which they try to connect them to the Hebrew Israelites, and we have already made it clear that he's Grandmaster Mason J, and any way with him. He is not one of us. We are not affiliated with him. For the record. And I did a whole live. I had to break it up into many parts because we saw him on that. Yeah. But what would happen from that? I could already see this happening. I could already see this being in the works. You know, probably like gonna watch this, be like, no, don't give them ideas. Give these devils ideas. But I could see this happening. It's already in the works. They're already planning this. And then it's kind of so after that that's like basically that gives them a precedent. It gives them an excuse to pass a law saying that if you're not Jewish, like if you can't prove by their methods that you're Jewish, well, if you're not Jewish, then you can't call yourself a Jew or something. You can't be calling yourself the real Jew because it's anti-Semitic hate speech. I believe that's coming. I believe that's coming down. That's coming down the pike. That's coming down. And they got up their sleeve. I believe that's coming next because this shaming of these Israelite celebrities is not really working. The shaming of the men of the Lord is not really working. The little petty shit that they're doing is not working. So I believe that that's the move that Esau is going to make. He's going to hit from that angle. So yeah, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for a so-called anti-Semitic hate crime / terrorist attack false flag being committed by what the media is gonna call who the media committed by Hebrew Israelite. You know, really a passy, they're gonna blame it on or some shit. You know how they do. But I believe it's already in the works. And they're gonna pass a law like that. And that's gonna be the beginning of that persecution. It happened before. These devils, these were Amalekites too, Slack. These were Amalekites too. These devils these devils did this shit before. And there's nothing new under the sun. Hold on. I'm just gonna look it up. Look it up. Just gonna Google it. Because these devils, they make it hard for you to find verses sometimes. They frustrate the saints. Frustrate our purposes. Oh, God. Because it's the second Maccabees. The second Maccabees. Hold on, Knocker. Yeah, second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So that's coming back. I believe that Esau, Edom, got that false flag in the works. That he's gonna like, whether it's a real shooting or not, it's gonna actually be these devils behind it, but it's gonna be blamed on it's gonna be blamed on the Hebrew Israelite, probably a so-called black man. It's gonna be blamed on the Hebrew Israelite, and they're gonna come down hard, because after all this anti-Semitism trending in the news, they're gonna come down hard. They're gonna come down hard, like they're gonna be like, nah, we need to put it into this, never again type of shit, and they're gonna pass a law saying that if you claim to be a Jew and you're not Jewish, then that's basically gonna be against the law. That they'll lock you up for a hate speech or some shit. If you tell others that they're Jews, that they're the real Jews, like if you tell so-called blacks that they're the real Jews, then you're gonna be locked up for, like, it's gonna be considered incitement or some shit, hate speech or incitement or some shit. Probably, yeah, something along those lines. Probably hate speech. If you claim to be a Jew and you're not Jewish, you're not one of the Jewish people, they're gonna have that law out, where they're gonna lock you up for that. I believe and it's happened before. They've done it before. Hey, that's gonna be that I'll call that law the second Maccabees chapter 6 verse 6 law. The second Maccabees chapter 6 verse 6. act. That's probably what's coming down the pike. That's probably what they're gonna do. Like, I can see it happening. It's very, may not have to go down this way, but it's very likely. So y'all keep that in mind. That could be Amalek's next move. And also, I'm not saying that celebrities, they're hold on, slack you. I'm not saying that they're insincere at all, like, or like, they could act, it could very well be, actually, it could very well be that they're coming out against these so-called Jews because the truth is trending and is popping, and it no longer feels that it's worth to keep selling out to these devils. It could very well be that, for a lot of them. But some of them, I'm just saying, man, may not be true. I'm just saying, it could be that they want this shit to trend so that they could blame them for that. They could blame so-called, I don't know, they could blame them for that attack later on, and that they're gonna be forced to recant their shit. They're like, oh we're so sorry that we caused this event to happen with the way we talked about so-called Jews, like that type of shit, right? Like that, like y'all see what I'm getting at? Like, it could be that they're not gonna do that, or that they're speaking out because they're really trying to come against these devils now. But you always gotta be aware of Satan's devices. They did sell out to Esau, Edom. It could be like a controlled opposition type situation, and then later on they recant their words. After that tragedy happens, they recant their words. You know what I'm saying? And then it's no longer cool. Like, it'll no longer be popping to criticize so-called Jews and shit. It actually be like, see what happens when you criticize the so-called Jews. Bad shit happens, basically. Now we need to stop this anti-Semitism that you have spread or some shit. And so it's gonna be like, it's it's a psyop. Like, it seems to me that like it could be. That could be the case. We'll know when it happens, though. I believe that they do got some shit like that planned, like in the near future. I believe that that's the angle that these devils are gonna hit us at. Very likely. I believe that it's very likely. That's how they're gonna hit the men of the Lord. But let me go into how this fight, the chief house of Yasharahla, in Ephraim, the northern kingdom is gonna join in. Y'all are gonna join in. Also, the rest of these Edomites, these so-called white folks, they're gonna join in. They already have this hatred, but they're gonna be more open about it, increasingly. I also see that maybe a false flag when it comes to these protests too. And then with the NFAC, that COINTEL group being blamed for it. It's like, could go down that way too. Could go down the way I said before, and then that, or just that way, and then and then that, or it could go down both ways, pretty much. Either that way first, or that way that I just spoke of first. But I do believe that a false flag like that is in the works. All right, let me go into how this match is gonna go down. How it's gonna the results of this match. Who's gonna win it? Let me go into it. Hey, word like will be in the works. Revelation. All right, I'm gonna go into. This is the results to any other fight. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win is gonna be obvious in the result of it. And I'm gonna go into who is gonna win. Verse 7, and to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, which means brotherhood. Right, and we're brothers, we are him. These things said he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth. Verse 8, so Yahushai, Yahushai, these are his words. Verse 8, I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door. Hold on a second. An open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and thou hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name, Yahushai. And the Father's name is Yahweh. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And has not denied my name. That's I hope to be at that number. We hope to be at that number. And that the Church of Philadelphia is talking about the true church of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Verse 9, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say that they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know thy love come upon all the world, to try them to dwell upon the earth. So, verse 9 and 10, that's the ending of it. They're going to bow before, they're going to bow. They're gonna bow before they're gonna come and worship before our feet, and to know that Yahushai has loved us. That's the ending of it. That's the ending of it. TKO. That's the ending of it. Yeah. I'm gonna work tomorrow. I'm busy right now. I'm busy right now. I'm busy right now. I'll take care of that after I'm done. So that's gonna be the ending of this fight, this match. Yasharahla, the chief house of Yasharahla, Judah, along with the rest of the tribes, versus the chief house of Satan, Amalek, along with the rest of the house of Satan, the house of Esau, Edom. Yasharahla 1, chief house, the house of Satan, house Esau, Edom, Satan, Esau, Edom, 0. Salakia, that's the old K-sign, but also means something else. Salakia, I was trying to show 0, number 0. I'm not trying to throw up no Illuminati hand signs, just in case niggas wanna talk shit and say that I'm doing that. Cause you know you got them out there. This is for the record. So we won, they get 0. 0. 0. 1 Yasharahla 1, Esau 0. And so I hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to do this live. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to those who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Shai. And shalawam to the real sisters out there. Alright, and stay strong, men and women of valor. Until next time. Until next time, shalawam.